Hello, hello, hello. How are we, beautiful people? How are we? I see Hot Mama's back in the chat. I didn't know you were ill. I didn't know you were ill, Josie. Sorry about that. I just thought you were busy in work and stuff. Um, right, hang on. Let's go through here. We got Robin G in the Glen. That was earlier on, so she probably. Why does it keep freezing? I don't get it. It keeps freezing. Don't forget, there's a 30-minute delay on this trial. Not on this trial, there's not. You are right, Robin, but not for us. It's not, because we're a day behind. Well, we're 2 days behind technically. So, but yeah, in real time, we are half an hour behind. So, but I don't think we will be in real time ever. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll see. See how it goes. See how it goes. Sandy, how are we? How are you doing, Sandy? Hope you're well. Sue as well. How are you? Oh, we got celebrities here. We got Tracy Murray in the house. Tracy, how are you? If you don't know Tracy Murray, she's the better half of Resistance of Silence. You all know Tracy, it's all good. Sassy, how are you, my darling? Nice to see you. Nice. Hey, Sassy, Dana's here. Dana says he's got something for you, and he's in Campton today. So, Sassy, I'm not sure if Sassy's reading the chat, but hopefully she's listening. Sass, write something in chat. Dana's trying to get hold of you. He's been trying to get hold of you for days now. And he's got something for you. So hopefully you hear Sass, and you can hear this. Robin G through the Glen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Been out sick, finally feeling better. Good. Nice to hear you feeling better, my darling. Good. There you go. Hi, Christine Fortunato. Hello, how are we, Christine? Hope you're well, my darling. Morning, everyone. Hey, Lazy. I hope all was well. We have missed you. Yes. And hopefully we might have Sarah P back today. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. She's hoping to make an appearance today or tomorrow, so hopefully, fingers crossed, she'll be back. Yeah, it'd be good to see her as always. So yeah, here we go. We're still on verdict watch, obviously, for the Megan Boswell trial, which I'll have on the background, and we can see we got a new trial, Zachary Hughes here. If you don't know anything about that, join the club, because I'm confused as fuck. There's a lot going on in this trial, lots. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. I say that for every trial, but I do think it's going to be quite interesting, quite confusing maybe. The backstory, if you don't know, is Zach is accused of allegedly killing this woman. I forget her name. That's bad. That's on me. That's on me. And so when they went to the house, discovered that her current boyfriend found her unalived, then the police came in, did their stuff, took everything away to see, then arrested the boyfriend, not for murder, but for PORN and young kids videos and bestiality videos. There was thousands of them. And also she was a vet assistant or something, and she was in them as well. This is the case, yes, Karen, the same one. This is hello, Crystal. This is also she allegedly was doing the same. She was involved as well with filming children, watching children, and bestiality and stuff. Her ex-boyfriend, who was the father of her child, is done for taking her child to Italy when he was not supposed to, and he might be colluding with this guy to unalive her. I fuck it. It's like a who's who here. That's the best synopsis I can give. I am confused, you know what I mean? So we'll see. So it is, Karen, the case they call it the rose petal murder. Yes, we're just on day one. We'll be doing day 1 and 2. So in real life, they are on day 3 today, but we are on day 1 and 2. So we're a day behind, if that makes sense. Depending when the verdict comes for the Mega Boswell, we'll probably stay a day behind, because I know you guys like to do the whole zoom zooms. Do you know what I mean? So I might just leave it as we do a day behind, just for the zoom purposes. And also, as Robin pointed out, there is like half an hour delay. So I think it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. They normally start each day, Eastern, and I've got no interest in that. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. Right. Did Sassy come back? Is Sassy around? Christine says it's a good one. Oh, well, Sassy's not here. Hopefully you get hold of Sassy today, Dana. I know you've been trying to look for Sassy for ages. Right. So we still got Megan Boswell, and we got this on day one. We'll start at 9 o'clock. We'll give it a little bit of time here. So this is a zoom trial. And then tomorrow I'll play day 3, which they're covering today. Like, this is not a trial I'm doing that, like, I'm not invested in it, so I don't mind the zooms, if that makes sense. I like the zooms. I like zooms. And for those that don't know what zooms is, they basically, we skip all the dead air. We're always live, as in, we don't have to wait for sidebars, we don't have to wait for breaks and stuff like that. We just go straight through, so it's a lot faster. We just hear testimony, and that's about it. So it's not for everybody. A lot of people are nosy and they like to know what's going on live. I get it, but there's plenty of people, and as I say that, fucking hack comes in. I don't know. I am not that, like, obviously I'm not going to do, like, for instance, I'm not going to do the Karen Reid day behind. That's going to be live, obviously. But for this kind of trial, I'm not that fussed. It's like, if you want to really watch it live, there's plenty of people covering it. So if you want to do zooms, there is that. How come there's no chat available from yesterday's afternoon stream? So I got pinged yesterday by this name I've never heard of. It's like a Chinese name. It's a long name, Chinese name. So at the start of yesterday's stream, I had the afternoon stream. I had the stream going, the background going, so it's background noise off the stream, which I didn't realize. It's a bit of music, a bit of that, and I got a copyright strike. Not strike, I got copyrighted. So it was taken down globally. I wasn't allowed to show it to anybody. So all I had to do was trim out that. It was like a 15-second session. Shit. Is it SE? Is it? My bad. I'll change it. Because of Megan Boswell, you see, that's why. So it's like a 15-second clip. So I had to trim that out, which then means the chat goes. Yes, you see, I get this you might not understand. I get, the tune I play, the Evelyn tune, the piano tune of her. Every day I get copyrighted for that. So, but that one, I just have to say that I've got the license for it, and they keep my money for a month then for anything I make off the streams. But that one last night, I couldn't dispute it. So normally I could dispute them, but I couldn't with that one last night, so I had to trim it out. It's just a pain in the ass, but yeah. At least it wasn't a fucking strike. Walking club. So walking club is something that Dana actually got. Not very often does Dana get good ideas, but he got a good idea. So walking club, Josie, is so between my house, pretty sure chat will be saying Amway. What's Amway? I don't heard that before. Between my house and Sweeney's house is basically 3,098 miles. Umberger, oh yeah, Colts. How are you doing, Dave? 3,098 miles. So we rounded up to 3,100 miles, and then we decided for every mile we'll do a step, which is obviously 3,100 steps a day. Double it, 6,200. Great. Then we just got the idea. Do you know what? Let's just really challenge ourselves and quadruple it, and it's 12,400 steps. So we're going to do 12,400 steps, 6 days a week. But because obviously Dana's working, I got stuff on, we round it up, so we have to do 74,400 steps a week. Hello, Deb, how you doing, my darling? 74,400 steps a week, which is equivalent of 12,400 steps every 6 days. So a lot of people then, hey, Sassy's here. Dana, can we meet tomorrow at Dunkin's at noon? I don't. I'll let Dana answer that. He might be the meeting, but I just know he's in Canton today. That's the only reason. Then other people, I think Lazy Dies join in. I think Spacey Stacy wants to join. A few people want to join, so everyone's going to have their own little work to do. Treadmill's going fine, Dave. It's just I can't. I don't want to lug all my stuff up there and record it and then bring it back down. So, but it's up there. I use it. I need to use it more. I'll be using a lot more of it once if it's raining and stuff. Then, so for the treadmill, Wendy, we'll be pounding Wendy now and again. So yeah, give it a couple more minutes. We'll play this now. So yeah, we're gonna have this verdict watch in the background, and then it's still not. They're not active yet. Your knees, careful, Deb. Erin Hack's in Minneapolis. She's with the tubes. She's in the cold place. Erin Hack, gole. Right, so look at this. There you go, Crystal. There you go. Happy days. Walk 12,000 a day. You just put your own challenges in it, you know? No worries, Sassy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, darling. Well, maybe, hopefully, you and Dana can get in touch over. Dana's here now. Right, Sassy's going as Dana's going in, but hopefully you can get in touch on Facebook or something, people, the two of you, to arrange it, whatever you need to arrange. You keep missing each other. Fuck. So yeah, if you want to set a what do you call it? A gamble, then for walking, go ahead. Let's do it. Yeah, I have to have rails because I fall off it all the time. I fall off it all the time. Dana, can you meet tomorrow, Sassy, at Dunkies at noon in Canton? I'm not sure he's in Canton tomorrow. That's a problem. Yeah, I have that problem, Dave, as well. Oh, right. One more minute. I'll say I'll keep an eye out. The trial, Evelyn, has not started yet, so I can't do much about that one yet. Right, and then we will zoom this one. If I can find it. There we go. I got it. There we go. See my mouse. Yay. Right, everybody. I think we are about to start. So, as I say, Zachary, I need to change that. I will change that to South Carolina. Was the thumbnail South Carolina then, or was it GA? Ah, fuck. Right, the jury are in on this trial, so here we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I had legal matters that I had to take up with the attorneys in this matter. And again, I just want to thank you for your patience and thank you for your service. Can you please swear the jury?
Please stand and raise your right hand. The correct response to the oath is I will. You shall well and truly try the case 2022 GS 232194, the state versus Zachary David Hughes, indicted for murder and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, to 2024 GS 23-54258 for burglary first degree, 5412 for harassment, and 5413 for conspiracy, and a true verdict rendered according to the law and the evidence, so help you God. I will. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now the jury in this case, and I'll take a few minutes to tell you something about your duties as jurors and give you some instructions. At the end of the trial, I will give you more detailed instructions on the law, and those instructions will control your deliberations. The criminal case has been brought by the state of South Carolina, and I will sometimes refer to the state as the prosecution. The state is represented in this trial by Solicitor Walter Wilkins and Jake Hofert. The defendant is represented by his attorneys, Mark Moyer and Andrew Moorman. The defendant has been charged by the state with murder, possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, burglary first degree, harassment, and conspiracy. The charges against Zachary David Hughes are contained in the respective indictments. The indictment is simply the description of the charges against Zachary David Hughes. It is not evidence of anything. The defendant has pled not guilty to these charges and denies committing the crime. He is presumed innocent and may not be found guilty by you unless all of you unanimously find that the state has proven his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. South Carolina law makes the jury the finder of facts. You 12 alone are the finders of facts, and it will be your duty to decide from the evidence what the facts are. You will hear the evidence, decide what the facts are, and then apply those facts to the law I give you at the close of this case. That is how you will reach your verdict. In doing so, you must follow that law, whether you agree with it or not. The evidence will consist of the testimony of witnesses, documents, and other items received into evidence as exhibits, and any facts on which the lawyers agree or stipulate. The same law that makes you 12 the finder of the facts makes me the judge of the law, and our rules of evidence control what can be received into evidence. When a lawyer asks a question or offers an exhibit into evidence and a lawyer on the other side thinks it's not permitted by the rules of evidence, that lawyer may object, and that simply means that the lawyer is requesting that I make a decision on a particular rule of evidence. South Carolina law forbids a trial judge from making a comment to a jury about a fact in a case. Therefore, because it may be necessary for me to comment on a fact in applying our rules of evidence, it may be necessary for me to talk with the lawyers out of your hearing by having a bench conference while you are present in the courtroom or by excusing you from the courtroom. The purposes of these conferences is to decide how certain evidence is to be treated under the rules of evidence and to avoid confusion and error. I ask you, be patient during these breaks. Certain things are not in evidence. Statements, arguments, questions, and comments by lawyers representing the parties in the case are not evidence. Objections are not evidence. Lawyers have a duty to their clients to object when they believe something is improper under the rules of evidence. You should not be influenced by the objection. If I sustain an objection, you must ignore the question or exhibit and must not try to guess what the answer might have been or the exhibit might have contained. If I overrule the objection, the evidence will be admitted, but do not give it special attention because of the objection. Testimony that I strike from the record or tell you to disregard is not evidence and must not be considered. Anything you see or hear about this case outside this courtroom is not evidence unless I specifically tell you otherwise during the trial. Finally, some of you may have heard the terms direct evidence and circumstantial evidence. Direct evidence is testimony by a witness about what the witness personally saw, heard, or did. Circumstantial evidence is indirect evidence. That is, it is proof of one or more facts from which one can find or infer another fact. You may consider both direct and circumstantial evidence. The law permits you to give equal weight to both, but it is for you to decide how much weight to give to any evidence. In deciding what the facts are, you may have to decide what testimony you believe and what testimony you do not believe. You may believe everything a witness says or only part of it or none of it. In deciding what to believe, you may consider a number of factors, including the following: the witness's ability to see or hear or know the things the witness testifies to, the quality of the witness's memory, the witness's manner while testifying, whether the witness has an interest in the outcome of the case or any motive, bias, or prejudice, whether the witness is contradicted by anything the witness said or wrote before trial or by other evidence, and lastly, how reasonable the witness's testimony is when considered in light of other evidence which you believe. It is my responsibility to rule as a matter of law as to whether certain testimony is admissible. But once the testimony is admitted, whether or not you believe it is solely for you to determine. To ensure fairness, you as jurors must not talk among yourselves about this case or about anyone involved with it until the end of the case when you go to the jury room to decide your verdict. Do not talk with anyone else about this case or about anyone who has anything to do with it until the trial is ended and you have been discharged as jurors. Anyone includes members of your family and your friends. You may tell them that you're a juror, but do not tell them anything about the case or discuss it until after you have been discharged as a juror. Do not let anyone talk to you about the case or about anyone who has anything to do with it. If someone should try to talk to you, please report it to me immediately. During the trial, do not talk with or speak to any of the parties, lawyers, or witnesses involved in this case. You should not even pass the time of day with any of them. It is important not only that you do justice in this case, but that you also give the appearance of doing justice. If a person from one side of the case sees you talking to a person from the other side, even if it is simply to pass the time of day, an unwarranted and unnecessary suspicion about your fairness might be aroused. If any lawyer, party, or witness does not speak to you when you pass in the hall, ride.
Hi, Paul. Happy anniversary the other day to you and Cynthia. I did write on Facebook, but I was waiting for you to come in. So happy anniversary, Paul and Cynthia. I don't know how we've done it, Paul. To be honest, I don't know how any of the men in the movement have done it to get these awesome women in your lives. But congratulations to you and to Cynthia. Send Cynthia my love as well. Big hugs to her. So well done, Paul. You've done well. She's done well to keep you. As in, no, that's not what I meant. To tolerate you, I mean.
The elevator or the like, it is because they are not supposed to talk to you or visit with you pursuant to my instructions. Do not read any news stories or articles, watch TV about this case or about anyone involved with it, or listen to any radio or television reports, podcasts, anything of the like about this case, any social media, or about anyone involved with it. Do not do any research on the internet about anything in the case or consult blogs or dictionaries or other reference materials, and do not make any investigation about this case on your own. This is your duty as the jurors in this case. Do not make up your mind about what the verdict should be until after you have gone to the jury room to discuss this case with your fellow jurors. Keep an open mind until then. I'm often asked about note taking. You are not able to take notes during the trial of this case. And the reason is that I want you to pay close attention to each witness as he or she testifies and not be fixated on taking copious notes. The first step in the trial will be the opening statements. The state in its opening statement will tell you about the evidence that it intends to put before you so that you will have an idea of what the state's case is going to be. Just as the indictment is not evidence, neither is the opening statement evidence. Its purpose is only to help you understand what the evidence will be and what the state will try to prove. And after the state's opening statements, defendant's attorney may, if he chooses, make an opening statement, and at this point in the trial, no evidence has been offered by either side. Next, the state will offer evidence that it says will support the charges against the defendant. The state's evidence in this case will consist of the testimony of witnesses and may include documents and other exhibits. I remind you that the defendant is presumed innocent, and the state must prove the guilt of the defendant beyond a reasonable doubt, and the defendant does not have to prove his innocence. After you have heard all the evidence on both sides, the state and the defense will each be given time for their final arguments. I just told you that the opening statement by the lawyers are not evidence, and the same applies to the closing arguments. They are not evidence. In their closing arguments, the lawyers for each side will attempt to summarize and help you understand the evidence that was presented. The final part of the trial occurs when I instruct you about the rules of law that you are to use in reaching your verdict. After hearing my instructions, you will leave the courtroom together to make your decisions. I will inform you when you can begin deliberating. It is your added duty, Ms. Foreperson, to preside in the jury room and be the jury spokesperson here in court. It will also be your duty to write the verdict, but I will give you further instructions about that at the conclusion of the case. We will now begin the trial. State.
Your Honor, may it please the court. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Walt Wilkins, and myself, along with Jake Hofreth, we are the prosecutors in this case. This is Detective Jared Sparkman and Master Deputy Blake Wolf. They're the co-lead investigators in this case. I want to thank you for your service and thank you for giving us the opportunity to present this case to you. The state has the obligation to prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's the standard that you're going to hear from the judge. You're going to hear throughout your deliberations and throughout this trial. We have to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And there's a lot of folks in this courtroom right here that you see. And so we are the prosecution. We represent the state. We have the honor of representing the state in this particular case. The defendant sits over there. That is Zachary Hughes along with his attorneys, and they represent him in this particular case. But there's many more other individuals in this case. We have the court reporter. She's very important. She is taking down everything that we're saying, recording, so we can have a record of this entire case at its conclusion. And so that's what she'll be doing, and she'll also be marking exhibits. So if you see her over there writing on things, that's what she's doing. She's marking the exhibits in which we will identify things that we will be presenting to you for your review. This is Madam Clerk. She's involved with a lot of paperwork and handles all the evidence that we submit into the court. So she'll be handling all the exhibits that you will get to review upon your deliberation. And of course, we have the judge up here. And if you'll notice, the judge is a pretty important person. He's got a black robe. He gets to sit a little higher than the rest of us. And there's a reason for that, because he is the referee in this case. He's going to be calling balls and strikes. He's going to be telling us what the law is. And when one of the parties has an objection, he's going to say whether you're right or whether you're wrong. And because there are rules in this courtroom, ladies and gentlemen, the rules are officiated by the judge to make sure that we maintain the rules and decorum in this courtroom and the evidence is presented to you in the proper way. But the most important people in this room, ladies and gentlemen, are you. As the judge said, you're the triers of fact. You decide what the facts are. And the great thing about serving as a juror is that you don't leave your common sense at the door. You get to bring it with you in here. And you get to listen to the testimony that'll come right from this chair right here. And you get to look at the evidence that's presented in your deliberations. And you can see it along the way of how this case progresses. You'll hear different kinds of evidence. So the judge said, you hear direct evidence and circumstantial evidence. They're both very powerful pieces of evidence. They can be used in any way in which you accept them. Direct evidence is simple. It's something that somebody can see, taste, or smell, something that they see. If you see somebody commit a violent crime, that's direct evidence that they saw that person there. Circumstantial evidence can be just as powerful. For example, if you look outside before you go to bed and you see your lawn nice and green, and you wake up and it's covered in snow and there are footprints walking through the snow, well, you know that somebody walked through your yard from the time you went to bed and the time you woke up. You don't know who it is, but you know somebody did because you can see footprints. You can derive information from that to form a logical conclusion. Another good example of circumstantial evidence is DNA evidence. If you have DNA in a certain location, you can derive that that person was at that location at that particular time, even though no one may be testified that they actually saw him there, but the DNA shows that he was or she was there at a particular time. Very powerful circumstantial evidence. So, ladies and gentlemen, this case is about the murder of Christina Parcell. And the state intends to prove that Zachary Hughes did, in fact, murder Christina Parcell. You have a number of charges that you're going to be deliberating on. You have harassment charges, you have a burglary first-degree charge, and you have a murder charge. Harassment is basically doing something that would intrude into the personal life of somebody, causing mental anguish. Burglary first degree means you went into somebody's home for the purpose of committing a violent crime. And then, of course, murder is an angry heart. We have to show that Zach Hughes had an angry heart. He was mad. And you can derive that information from any of the testimony, any of the evidence that we have that we present to you. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear about a number of characters. The main character is Christina Parcell. She was murdered on October 13th, 2021. And she was living in the Canebrake neighborhood with her sister, Tina Parcell, and Christina's daughter, Aida Mello. They were living in that neighborhood in a house in Canebrake. And Christina Parcell had been going through a very tremendous child custody dispute with John Mello since Aida was 3 years old. At the time, Aida was 9. For almost 6 years, they had been battling custody over Aida Mello. And that custody dispute raised to a certain level beginning in October of 2020 when John Mello and Aida Mello went to Italy. And John took Aida Mello to Italy, and Christina fought to get her back. And in April of 2021, Christina obtained Aida's custody. And they came back from Italy, and that's how they ended up living in the Canebrake neighborhood. So the question is, how did Zach Hughes become involved in this case? Well, Zach Hughes had a relationship with John Mello starting in about October of 2020, around the time when he left for Italy. And that relationship grew. And it grew to the point where Zach Hughes began inserting himself into this custody battle at the behest of John Mello. And they began doing things like sending photos of her to the neighbors in an effort to shame her, an effort to show that she's a bad mother. And as the custody dispute it elevated into a situation where custody might not go in John Mello's favor. And at that point, Zach Hughes made the ultimate decision. Ladies and gentlemen, I hold in my hand the indictments from the grand jury charging Zach Hughes with harassment and burglary first and murder. And the grand jury, true bill of these cases, they came out, and these are the charging documents. And while the defendant at this point in this case is certainly clothed in innocence, once you hear the evidence from that chair, you hear the evidence that's presented to you, you're going to find beyond a reasonable doubt, and the evidence will show that Zach Hughes is a cold-blooded killer. He committed murder, he committed harassment, and he committed burglary first. Thank you.
Thank you. Our main police report, the defense is going to defer opening until our case. Thank you, which is your right. Stay.
All right, Your Honor. The state.
So that doesn't very normally happen. So just to explain, the defense are not doing their opening statement yet. They're doing it when they start their evidence process. So just in case people are like, where's the defense? Where's the opening? Calm your tits. Everybody calm your tits. They're not doing it now. They're withholding and doing it later, which is an option that every defense has. So it's never really done that way. So quite interesting tactic. I'm not sure what I think about it. I suppose, I don't know. Because the benefit of it is that your opening you can embellish a lot in your opening, so maybe they think that'll be fresher in their minds. So yeah, we'll see. Hang on, what's this? Just got a message. Hang on. Okay, not that one then. Yeah, so there's a podcast from Fitz News if you want to learn more, or if you're just like me, you just want to see the evidence as it comes in. You got two choices. So if you're on Discord, there is a link in there, but I'm not going to watch it. I'd rather watch as it comes, evidence comes in. Hang on, I just saw something here and I can't find it now. Can't have been anything then. Oh well, it's gone. Keith, how are you, sir? He's accused of killing. I don't think were they best friends, but yeah, the evidence. Yeah, but again, the jury don't know that. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, before Dana's here, a quick story, right? Because it's my stream, so I can tell you a story. You know, last week, right? Obviously, I went for a sleep apnea test, right? So I got in last minute and stuff. I got a phone call this morning from another hospital saying there's a 13-month waiting list, but because my doctor's put me at high urgency, I can go there. I was like, well, I've done it already. It's like buses. Do you know what I mean? They came in one after the other. So that's just weird. But apparently 13-month waiting list. So I don't know. All I know is that, well, all I know so far is they're very friendly. So you could be right then, Paul. They could be best friends. I've not heard that. So, but yeah, you could be very well right. Roses are nice. The chocolate roses are even better. Here we go. A little late, yeah, but still though, I got referred to the hospital, but there's lack of communication there for whatever reason. I said I've done it last week. They're like, oh no, Leslie, the wait currently is 13 months. If I was to wait, I would have to wait 13 months on top of the year that I've already waited. But I've done it now, so I was promoted to the top, and they were trying to get me to another hospital. But I was like, no, I got a cancellation, so I've been seen. Test was fine. Test was fine. Just gonna wait for the doctors to call me back in now. So we shall see. Hopefully soon, next week. Hopefully. Right, here we go. This is the openings now. I know. 13 months, yeah, I know. So I was in there for like, well, the person in front of me was like probably in there for half an hour. I was in there for 10 minutes. I think it's more to do with the fact they haven't got enough equipment and stuff. I think that's what it is more than anything. But literally, I've been waiting for probably a year, and she said, you are waiting another 13 months where your name is currently. I was like that. But as it happens, my doctor pushing meant I went to the top of the list for him. So that's why I got referred to another hospital, even though I didn't need to, because my current hospital, I've done it now. So, but I would have had to wait another 13 months. That's mad. Hey, Paul? She's a legend. Tell Cynthia, thank you so much, Cynthia. She knows more than me. So, we love her. I did not know this, Paul, that you cook the cookies as well. I did not know that you're a cook. And also, shout out to Mrs. Lynch out there with a plough a few years ago, snow everywhere, doing the Lord's work. Right, here we go, everyone. Let's get back into this then. Love it.
Calls Ceredigion.
Raise your right hand. Please state your name for the record.
Sarah Young,
Hi, Terry.
Ms. Young, with whom are you employed?
the Greenville County Sheriff's Office.
And what do you do for the Greenville County Sheriff's Office?
I'm the 911 tape research analyst.
And what is a 911 tape research analyst?
Essentially, we pull 911 calls for the solicitor's office and the officers.
And so how does 911 operate?
Essentially, when a 911 call comes into dispatch, dispatch determines whether or not which agency the caller is needing. So whether or not they need police, fire, EMS, they'll get information from the caller and they'll transfer them to the proper agency.
And are the calls recorded?
Yes,
And when do they begin recording the call?
automatically. As soon as someone calls in the 911, it automatically starts recording.
So while it's ringing on, say, the caller's side, it's recording on your side?
Yes, sir.
Is that fair? And do y'all maintain all of those records?
Yes, sir.
Inside the 911 office?
Yes, sir.
And are those records kept in the ordinary course of business?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 7 and ask you if you recognize that.
Yes, sir, I do.
Are those your initials on there?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what is this?
That is a recording of the 911 call.
All right. I'm referring, is this a recording of a 911 call on October 13th, 2021?
Yes, sir.
And you have your records up there?
Yes, sir.
To help you remember?
Yes, sir.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
That it was.
Do you know about what time this call came in?
The call came in at 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
And do you know what number called it?
Yes, sir.
What number called it?
The number we have recorded is 864-436-2499.
And do you know who was calling? Does it tell you?
The caller did not give his name.
Caller did not give his name.
No.
And do you know what address that it was calling for?
Yes, sir. The address provided was 122 Canebrake Drive.
Do you know if that's in Greenville County?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 7 into evidence.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Without objection, State's number 7 comes into evidence.
Now, the state would like to publish it.
County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
122 Canebrake Drive.
AJ Police Fire EMS.
I'm sorry, I think I might have a death.
Okay, let me connect you to.
Walked in my fiance's house, she wouldn't answer my call, there's a very weird smell, I can't get her to come around.
Okay, let me
Laid all over the floor.
let me connect you to EMS, sir. Hold on just a moment.
Right.
EMS Fire, what's the address of the emergency?
122 Canebrake Drive.
122 Canebrake Drive, and what's another street near Canebrake Drive?
I don't know, Southgate Drive.
Okay, in Greer.
Yeah.
All right, the phone number
I
you're
couldn't
calling,
get my, I'm sorry,
the phone number you're calling from?
864-436-2499.
864-436-2499. And has anyone testified this COVID-19 if it's COVID-19 positive?
No.
No, I just a second.
I just walked in, I can't in the back door, she couldn't have been there. I smelled some weird smell, and it was like she fell out on the floor.
Okay, you smell a weird smell and she's flat on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, just one
I
moment.
think that's anyway, my list says it.
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay, then we need to get her, turn her over, make sure she's flat on her back, nothing under her neck. You have something to put over her nose and mouth, and we're gonna start CPR, sir.
Okay, I think she's gone.
You think she's gone?
Yeah.
Okay, and what makes you think she's gone?
What about the place in the CPR?
I'm sorry?
What do I do? I don't
Well,
want
wait, we're gonna put her flat on her back, and then I'm gonna walk you through the steps to do that. If you think that she's, able to do the CPR, then we can. I have no problem walking you through that.
it looks like it's brain matter everywhere. It looks like there's something
There's
wrong.
brain matter everywhere.
It looks like it's something about it. I don't know.
Like somebody has shot her? Okay, all right. All right, do you think that she's, not viable?
I don't know.
Okay, so tell me why you think she's dead.
So she won't respond.
You won't
Eyes
respond?
open.
Eyes are open? Okay, all right,
There's a lot of blood.
and a lot of blood, okay.
Anyway, the flowers, it looks like somebody must have come here.
Uh-huh,
The sunglasses were knocked off. It looks like in the hallway.
okay,
But the smell is very.
okay. All right, give me just a moment here, sir. Give me just a moment. So it looks like somebody may have broke in and shot her in the head.
Me, I don't know.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I'm sorry, say it again.
Somebody here now.
I've got some people coming, sir. Do you see anybody, still nearby, an assailant or anything? No?
No.
All right. The front door was locked? Okay,
The back door was on the one, I walked on, she didn't respond to my call.
yes,
So I came over, and then I came back and smelled this weird smell.
right,
And I walked in, I could see there's like a raised floor.
yes. Okay, I have everybody coming. I'm sending the paramedics to help now. Stay on the line. I'll say exactly what to do next. Make sure to not, move anything, leave everything as it is.
Yeah.
And, if you can, go ahead and step out of the house, and that way, wait for the, paramedics and the police at the front of the house. Yeah, I would go back out the way you came to, keep the scene as it is.
Yeah.
And then if they want to go through the front when they get there, then they'll let you know, but I'd go back out the same way that you came in
Okay.
and leave everything as you found it.
I think it's something, I don't think it's something on the,
Yeah, okay, leave it, just however it is right now, just walk out, you can let them know you didn't know if you turned it on or off, but just leave it as it is right this moment.
the thing really, really do smell.
A really weird smell.
Yeah, almost, chemical,
Like a gas or a chemical? More like a gas smell?
no, it's more like something who uses a pesticide.
A pesticide smell? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and get out the door and go to the front and wait for them at the front, of the house. Leave everything as it is. Is there anything else that I could do for you, sir?
No,
All right, I've got them all coming.
that's,
All right, thank you. Sir, this is the sheriff's office.
Is that the recording you retrieved from 911?
Yes, sir.
Answer any questions defense counsel may have.
Cross-examination.
No question, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Young, you step.
Your Honor, we ask the witness be excused.
May you be excused.
Your Honor, the state would call Deputy Chris Robinson.
Okay, there's a verdict. There's a verdict in the Megan Boswell one. There's a verdict. Verdict has been reached. Hang on, let me find the stream then. And then we'll go back. Verdict is in. Bear with me whilst I find it. Um, there we go. Right, it'll come in once it's in. The verdict is in. Hello, Jessica. How are you? It's in. Trials in South Carolina, not GA. Yeah, it should say so. It should say South Carolina, if I'm being honest. It should, because we just covered the a GA one, so that's why that was there. It should say South Carolina. This case is crazy. This case is crazy. Absolute crazy. The other case now, not this case. Well, this case is crazy as well, but you know what I mean. Yeah, the other one is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I only know a little bit about it. We're playing a day behind as well, so we're just we are way behind, but we're interested in it. But yeah, I'm interested in this now. Baby Evelyn, stay away from the bus. There's a lot in that rose petal one. The information about her, like with the kiddie videos and you know the stuff that she did, doesn't come in. So I think that's going to have an impact on the trial. That doesn't come in. Well, they said it's in, but I hate waiting. Hang on then, let's see if there's another one that we can see in court. Megan. Because Court TV does like to do this. They like to make us wait a little bit. Well, they are active in court. Right, I'll just go to Law and Crime then, because they've got it on. So. That one there, let me just get it here. Present. So, right, here we go. This is the court. Then after this, we'll go back to the one. So what this means now, because it's a verdict, we will watch day 1 and day 2 of the Rose Petal trial, and then we'll stop for the day then. And then day 3, we'll play everything a day behind. So all you cheaters out there, please don't spoil it in the chat. Because I know Erin Hack is never going to be able to not watch the trial. She's going to be cheating everywhere. Right. Come on, jury. I thought you were in. Oh, sorry. They're waiting for Megan. That's what they're doing. They can't bring the jury until Megan's in, so she's probably in a holding cell somewhere. It's the usual suspects, isn't it? Usual suspects, the cheaters. Hippie chick. Is it raining in Boston? Pouring down. Why did you autocorrect her Heather? She's a cheater, that's why. No, that's fine. I get it. I'm just trying to pick a trial because I know that a lot of you like to zoom it. So this is one perfect trial, I think, because by the end we'll be all caught up. You know what I mean? So I know this trial is half an hour delay, so I don't want to be starting late every day and all that. Cats and dogs. Yesterday, I think they started deliberation at 3:08 and they finished at, was it 6:02 they finished or 5:02? And they were back today at 9. So it's either 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours. Only half treated. That's fine. That's fine. It depends what time they finished yesterday. I want to say they finished at 5 to 6 yesterday, which means 3 hours. Well, today it's been they weren't back till 9 o'clock, so it would have been half an hour. So it's about 3.25, 3.5 hours. I think what happened was I think probably a couple of people wanted to sleep on it last night. They probably came to the decision last night, but they probably wanted to sleep on it. I came back today, and then the same thing happened with Matt Moore. You know, they all came to a conclusion that night, but they still came back the next day to sleep on it. I'm correcting you because I'm just correcting you. If you're right, I wouldn't correct you. Hack. Yeah, so it's about 3.5. Hackster. This is what you get for fucking cheating all the time. I pick on you then. Stabby twin. Rose petal trial because the alleged alleviator spread petals around the body. Oh. The chat will always trust a hack. I trust a hack as well. Morning, I'm afternoon as well, Mag. Where are you from, Mag? Whereabouts are you from? If it's afternoon, that means you're my side of the world. Whereabouts are you from? And also, shout out to Hack. She informed me yesterday. I'm not sure if some of you know. Southeast England. Oh, there you go. Well, I'm in Wales, so there you go. Nice to have you here, Mag. Nice to see you. We got a few UK people here, but they're not here today. Gary, Luby Lou, Unicorn, Emma. Actually, there's no one from the UK here today. The fuck? Where are they all? Lazy. Well, welcome, Mag. Hackster. It's changed. I've changed it. Yeah, it's changed. It says SC on all of my stuff. My thumbnails, the streams. I think you just need to refresh the stream, Erin. It should be just a refresh. It's been changed. Maybe they started walking a few days early. There you go. Oh, Vix is here. I can't wait, Dina. Shout out, talk about the UK. Shout out to Erin Hack. She informed me yesterday. Yeah, go on, come back in. If some of you might have seen her in the streams, but one of our viewers, Sharon McDonald, she is a mod with Recovery Addict, she died a couple of days ago. So she used to come in here every few weeks and always leave messages of support. Um, Let me change it on StreamYard then. Right. She was, her and Samantha, they popped in and we modded them for a few weeks just, because they were helping out and stuff. So I've not seen Samantha since, but yeah. Well, sorry, so I've seen her since, but I mean, I've not seen her since the news of the death came out. And she was in, I think, north of England somewhere. Now this is SE. Oh, okay. So what I did was I changed it to SE on YouTube and on the thumbnail, but I didn't change it on StreamYard. So that's what it was then. Fine. Okay. So I just done it on StreamYard here because I tried to do a StreamYard, the other one, and it wouldn't let me. So mine says T8. Dana. There you go. Yeah. All good, Leslie. It's all good, people. It was GA because what was the other trial we were covering? I don't remember it now. Ah, fuck. I don't remember the trial it was now. It was a Georgia's trial. That's why I just copy and pasted it. The thing. Yeah, Daffy's around. Daffy's here most days. She always pops in. I've just not seen her today, but she's always here. Pops in. Oh, come on, get the frigging verdict out then. I wonder if they do the sentencing today as well. Good morning, Tracy V. Hello, my darling. How are you? Yeah, Leslie, she comes in every day, Leslie. She's normally in the morning, one of the first people here, and she pops in sometimes the afternoon as well. So you may have not been here when she pops in. But no, she's been popping in every day. Today, actually, the first day she's not popped in. So I hate waiting at this. Come on, I can't zoom this. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Everybody say zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Everybody say zoom, 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 zoom. Right, let me just check one thing then. Zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, Leslie, thank you, my darling. I just see you now. I want to check. Hello, Mark. How are you, sir? Leslie, thank you for the 3 coffees, my darling. She says, hot coffee for you, a nice one, and one for the road. I appreciate everything you do, Dylan, from Murph. Thank you, Murph. Thank you, Murph and Leslie, Elsie. Thank you, my darling. I just spotted it now. So thank you very much. Murphy, thank you, Murphy. Murphy, walkies, Murphy. Treats, Murphy. Treats. Give Murphy a treat for me. How are you doing, Mark? Hope you're well. Why are we waiting? We are suffocating. Oh, why are we waiting for this verdict to come in? Hi, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm just looking for something. I'm just looking for something. Da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra. Ooh, do, do, do. Right, get that out. We have icy and freezing rain right now. No, we love Christmas and we don't care what it sounds like. Christmas time, Erin hack and wine. Erin, all she does is whine. Whine about this and whine about that. That's our Erin, she's a whiny little mot. We love you, Erin, you whiny, whiny thing. And Erin is 4 foot, 4 foot 1. Dee, 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 dee. Will she be sentenced today if guilty? I don't know, Terry. I don't know. Depends on the state. And depends on the judge. I know the jury are allowed to put the amounts of payments she should pay, fines, but I'm not sure if they're going to be doing anything. Here she comes. So I think it's pretty well. We'll see. She might. I think it's going to be guilty across the board, but she might have a not guilty on one or two. I don't know. So we'll see. I think she knows her fate. I think she knows what's happening. She knows. I think she knows she's never going to go be released. But this could. Well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, Dana's song was fantastic. What did you poll? I think there was a mixed bag, Terry. Everyone found her guilty, but at different levels. I think like 80% thought she was guilty of murder 1, 15% of murder 2, and 5% manslaughter. But yeah, everybody thought that she was guilty. Erin hack and wine. Erin. It would help if I muted the call. Yeah, Robin, but Robin, just think of this, right? What if we didn't know? What if we didn't know? So, no, she knows her fate. She's not that dull. She knows her fate. She knows she's going to prison for probably the rest of her life. Nah, it's all good. Hey, if you hadn't done it and there was a verdict in, we could be stuffed. So I'd rather you done that than not done it, and then we miss out. And then we could poke fun at you and go, Robin, we got it. Come on. I think the only decision they got is on all the additional counts. I think she's not wicked smart. She's not wicked smart like me. Oh, I'm a wicked smart in the washer. I didn't see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh no, the fucking sidebar. Mofo Central. Yeah, just remember it's justice for everything we're looking for. Well, we lazy. We would. She is shaking. Look at her. She is shaking now. But you know, the best she could hope for, she gets something like Murder 2, that they believe it wasn't premeditated. Hello, Ashley. Hello, my darling. Who's ready for the verdict? Yeah, I think so. I think they had the verdict last night. Just slept on it. Come on, Judge. Get the frigging jury in, Judge. That's probably her last day of ever wearing bows. They might have said, oh, Joe, wear them because you're never going to wear a bow ever again. Christmas time. Calculator. Come on. Yeah, did she get all of them then? Because, yeah, did she get snacks and stuff then? Because normally defendants do get snacks and stuff like that. The attorneys bring them in. Oh, yeah, she wanted them because of the travelling, wasn't it? Because she had to travel. She had to get up at like 3 a.m. and not get back till about 10 o'clock at night. Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. Let's get going. Tennessee volunteers. Oh. There's like musical chairs. They go up and down. Look at them. They go. Fucky. Look at the hair on that. That's a big bush. That's a big ponytail. Aye. Hey, Cynthia. You're on Paul's account, but there you go. Happy anniversary to you, my darling. Happy days. I like to hear my voice is singing through the house. Hey, Tim. How are you, sir? Would you call that a ponytail then? Because that's fucking huge. I don't think I've ever seen a ponytail like that. Right, here we go. Right, where's the fucking audio then? Hello? Oh, for fuck's sakes. This cameraman had one fucking job. Hey, cheating Stacey. One fucking job this cameraman had. No, there's no volume anywhere. Okay. So apparently, what's happening is, the judge has ordered for the audio to be. So he's reading out the verdict right now. So she's just been told what the verdict is, but we don't get told it live. They're going to read it again afterwards. So she's been told the verdict right now. And then after all is said and done, they'll reread the verdict out to all of us. How fucking stupid is that? That's so. Well, she's crying, so she's got, you know, bad news. That's for sure. We'll hear about it. If people see you on Twitter, don't say that the judge is going to read it out. He will read it out in a second. Well, this is a first. Hello, Kim. How are you, my darling? So yeah, this is weird, but we will get to hear it, the whole reading again, apparently, afterwards. Which is why would you do this, Judge? This is pathetic. Pathetic. I don't understand the logic behind this. Let's read it one time and then read it again. I mean, if it's guilty across the board, then surely you just say guilty across the board. Oh. I think that when it comes to us, I don't think he'd read it all out again, probably. He's just going to be like, right, she was guilty on this, I'm guilty on everything, or whatever. I know, that's true, lazy. Unless they take her away, I have no idea. This is just fucking weird. This is just weird. Well, she's not crying anymore, is she? Erin Hack, she observes everything. Erin Hack is probably zooming into his ears now to see if he's got wax in there and stuff. I don't understand, Tim, to be honest, why they're dark at all. This is just bizarre. This is just so stupid. He's like, we're going to appeal it. Don't worry. Chill out. We're going to appeal it all. It's fine. We'll get more evidence. Oh, yeah, she's back to crying. She's very upset. So, okay. Looks like guilty. Well, if anyone knows the verdict, please don't say it. We'll listen to it as a whole now. No, we don't see Bill anymore, Terry. Bill's moved on. Oh, no, I know you won't, Crystal. Just for other people, please. You're fine. Yeah, maybe we do know, but I want to hear it. You know, we've done enough to hear this in person. Because there's no need to spoil it. So you must be going through every single charge then. Oh. I wonder how long it should take for her to appeal it all as well. Fuck, he's going in depth with it, isn't he? I mean, if she's guilty on all charges, I mean, I suppose he's got the fines to read out and stuff like that, I suppose, yeah. They said they do it to protect the jurors. How do you protect the jurors? Unless they call their names out or something. Unless they do that. Is that practice? I'm not sure. Yeah, he has to because of the fines. Otherwise, he wouldn't have to read it all out. But because there's fines on each one, he has to, I suppose. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we've heard a couple of their names anyway. I've heard of at least one. So the jury are leaving. Okay, come on then, let's hear it. Fuck, that is impressive. That I call that a bun. You see, I wouldn't call that a ponytail. I call that more like a bun. That's impressive. That is. Oh, she's a photographer. Make sure your flash is off, otherwise the judge will be pissed. Right, here we go.
Degree murder. To judgment of this court, you are guilty. In count 2, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court, you are guilty. In count 3, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court, you are guilty. In count 4, a judgment of your peers having found you guilty of aggravated child abuse, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 5, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of aggravated child neglect, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 6, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of tampering with evidence, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 7, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 8, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 9, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 10, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 11, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. In count 12, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. Count 13, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report, it's a judgment of the court, you are guilty. Count 14, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report is a judgment of the court you are guilty. In count 15, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report is a judgment of the court you are guilty. In count 16, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report is a judgment of the court you are guilty. In count 17, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of false report is a judgment of the court you are guilty. In count 19, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of abuse of a corpse is a judgment of the court you are guilty. And in count 20, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances is a judgment of the court you are guilty. In counts 4 through 20, the jury did not assess a fine, so there'll be no fine assessed in those counts. Now we'll be in recess about 15 minutes.
Thank you. Court stands in recess.
15-minute recess. Well, we're sticking to this now then. We're sticking to this now. We'll go back to the other one, with the other trial, but I think we stick with this one. She's guilty on all, yes, and there's no fines. So no fines incurred, guilty all around. So I'm not sure what the length of sentence for everything is, but it's going to be a long period. I don't know if she qualifies for parole with her age. I don't know that. So we're probably going to be hearing victim impact statements and stuff like that. So we're going to stay here and watch this, and then we'll go to the other trial afterwards. No fines at all. No, nothing. I mean, I think they probably looked at it going, well, she's going to be in prison for the rest of her life. So I imagine that's what they've done. They've not incurred any fines on it. I don't know. How old is she? I think she's 18, 19 now. I think she's 16, 17, 16 getting pregnant, 17 giving birth, and 18 when she had arrived. Poor baby Evelyn is, I think, what she was. So I don't know in America, but in the UK, some judges will allow you to be sentenced as a minor if you're under the age of 21. So I'm not sure if that's the case in some states. Ooh. So I don't know. This is what it's all about, people. This is what it's all about. There you go. R.I.P. to her. So this happened. When did this happen? This was like 4 years ago, wasn't it? So yeah, 23 makes sense because she was 19. So that does make sense. That is that age.
I call Pope,
How are you doing today? I know you hate my voice and my songs, so I made this just for you, Compo, better known Compo. Thank you to Robin G for making that name, called Paul for thee. There you go, Corn Paul. Nice to see you, Corn Paul. Yeah, that makes sense. She's 23 because she was 19 at the time. So yeah. So we'll see. So we're going to stay with this. I presume it's going to be victim impact statements and sentencing. So we'll stay with all this, and then later on we will do the other trial. So whew, yeah, I think that you look at Carly Gregg. She was tried as 13. It's not the try-in. It is. It's the probation. It's not the try. Yeah, there's loads of people be tried on it. That's not what I meant. It's the probation element of it. Because if you're under a certain age, whether it's 18 or 21, you are entitled to be heard for probation. So, so yeah, not everyone gets it. I know some people haven't had it, but a lot of people do get probation based on their age. Then, so yeah, you can be tried as a 13-year-old like Carly Gregg, but she's entitled to be heard for probation as well because of her age. So yeah, the video is so sad. This is, I probably would say, this is the saddest trial we've done. To hear the details of it, you know, it's very, very sad, very, very sad. No, I did put the video together. I put the music together for it. The video was on like I do like some news channel. The pictures, so yeah. So I just put my own music on over it then, because I didn't want to be copyrighted for music, but I still get copyrighted even though I do have the license for the music, so it's fine. I can just do that. We are here. Oh well, I don't even want to look it up. I could look it up to see what sentencing guidelines is, but you know, we will go with this. See what this judge is going to throw the book at her. Do you know what I mean? These victim impact statements are going to be. Whoo. Did we ever? And I can't think off the top of my head. Did we ever find out who the father was? Did we ever find out who the father was? Nope. Yeah, because that's intriguing to me who the father of baby Evelyn was. I didn't remember, so thank you, everybody. I thought I might have missed it or something. Oh. Spencer B. Welcome, Spencer B. Well, that's highly suspicious. Why would they keep that a secret? Well, who the father was, you mean, Spencer? I have no idea. Hey, welcome, Spencer. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome to you, Spencer. Yeah, I don't know, Spencer. That's why I was asking, because I hadn't heard it. So who is the father? I do the tab open, I could hear something. Chicken Shack. Okay. There you go. Right, got that sorted. Yeah. So it is intriguing. I don't know. Paul, thank you, Paul. You will. So, Paul, just so you know, Dennis is taking me to the pro shop in Foxborough, and I will be getting. But this was a gift, Paul. This was a gift by Hippie Chick, so I have to wear it. She very kindly bought it for me and sent it to me from. And Cole for the first team I supported by. Dennis Sweeney's adopted me, Paul, and I will become a Pats fan because I'm a big Vrabel fan, massive Vrabel fan. I love Mike Vrabel, so I will commit to becoming a Pats fan. But I still like Hippie Chick, so I still wear this hat as well. And I love my hoodie. I still haven't washed the hoodie, Hippie Chick. I don't want to wash it in case it changes it because it's so snug and it's like, ooh. But I am deaf, Paul, so don't you worry. Sir, we will be sorting me out with gear. Don't you worry. Dennis has already got me by the ear going, hey, you're going to be a Patriots fan. So, but thank you so much for the super chat that will help me buy some of the gear. So thank you very much. I will be becoming a Pats fan. Let's go! Super Bowl! I don't know. I also am becoming a Pats fan right when they're at the worst. Do you know what I mean? They're the worst at the minute. So, you know, I'm not coming in with like Tom Brady era and stuff like that. I'm coming in when we're shit. When Vrabel's coming in, new start, new everything. Let's go, Pats. Patriots. Thank you, my friend. What was that, Eric Hack? No, coat of shit. You're right. Oh, okay, I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. Hang on. I know. I'm reading it, going, what does she mean? Steelers. Katie Santos. Hello, my darling. Guilty. Erin Hack, 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 ole. Oh, was it a big sigh? I was like, oh, what's she on about now? As in, which video now? Because there's a lot of videos. Megan Boswell. Fucking, you see this? This is what I get for fucking Hackster all the time. Work, bitch, work. Zachary Hughes. Bam, 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 bam. The moment we walk in the joint, bam, bam. Right. No, can't do that one. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. That's not the one. That's not the one I like. Girl, 'cause you're the one I need. Girl. Da, 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 da. Well, I could do a different one. They do send this in now. Yes, they are, Katie. I could do a Core TV one if you want. So right, let's do. I lost it now. Let's do this. We'll zoom through it then. Right, let's do this then. This is the Zachary trial. Then we'll come back to this one because it's on break. Yeah, we'll zoom past it then because there'll be sidebars if you check. There will be sidebars on it. So let's do this quick 8 minutes. This is 8 minutes.
Hughes is accused of killing a woman who was in a child custody battle with Hughes's friend. Christina Parcell was found with rose petals. Yeah, that's right, rose petals scattered all around her body. She'd been stabbed 31 times. But the mystery doesn't stop there. Court TV's Michael Ayala has more.
That's Zachary Hughes of Greenville, South Carolina. The Juilliard-trained pianist regularly performed Beethoven sonatas and other classical works around town. Then, in 2021, he was charged with murder. Christina Parcell, 41, was found in her home on October 13th of 2021 with rose petals scattered around her.
She was brutally stabbed to death in her neck and head area, approximately 31 different stab wounds by a sharp object, most likely a knife.
Prosecutors say Ring doorbell videos show Hughes entering Parcell's home before the murder and leaving the neighborhood after.
Christina Parcell has a daughter who is around the age of 9, and she was engaged in an extremely contentious custody battle with the father of the child. The father of the child and Zach Hughes are very close friends.
The men aren't only friends, they're also co-defendants in another case. They're accused of sending nude or pornographic images of Parcell to individuals and businesses months before she was killed.
All right, that was Michael Ayala reporting there. So there's a lot to this case. Let's dig in together now. I'm going to welcome back in criminology expert, author, and professor at St. Thomas University, Dr. Debbie Goodman, and former SLED agent and solicitor, currently practicing in the private sector, and a state lawmaker as well, attorney Tommy Pope. So Dr. Debbie, let me go to you first, please, with whether there's any significance you may see with whomever did this murder, scattering rose petals around the victim's body.
Absolutely, Julie. I think there's meaning and significance to everything a killer does. And looking at the rose petal and what potentially does it mean in this regard, we know that roses and flowers represent beauty, love, innocence, friendship, and the nature of this crime scene must have been so heinous and horrible with 31 stab wounds. So I think it's almost an intersection, Julie, of love and hate, that the killer absolutely hated this individual, Miss Parcell, and I think it may have potentially been driven by the daughter and her potential victimization and violation. And I think the rose petals actually represent the beauty, the innocence of the daughter amidst this horrific scene of this woman. Also, by the way, her body allegedly was posed and staged. And for me as a criminologist, that also speaks to a heightened level post-mortem of manipulation, humiliation, and degradation.
Wow, this is such great analysis. Dr. Debbie, thank you for that. So there are some more players in all of this, if you will. So apparently we have, the victim in this case, her boyfriend found her, right? So her boyfriend finds her dead. Now he's facing child pornography charges. So this boyfriend, his name is Bradley Post. He's charged with possession of child porn. And guess what? Police also say that this victim, that she had the child porn as well. So they're saying that these pornographic materials linked Bradley Post with Christina Parcell. Okay, so he finds her dead and then picks up criminal charges. And then there's a little more here. So the daughter that this woman has, the child's father is a music producer, and apparently he has been linked to the defendant. And so they're both facing charges for disseminating nude photos of the homicide victim. So this is wow. We have so many defendants here. It's almost hard to keep track. So let's start with the child pornography. Should that have a place in this homicide trial? The victim said to have allegedly possessed it, her boyfriend as well. Tommy Pope, the boyfriend's a big witness finding her there dead. Tell me, do you think as a prosecutor you would want this information coming in, or should it stay out?
I think the prosecutors actually moved to keep it out, to keep it separated. But, when I first heard the rose petal thing, going back to Debbie, I thought, unrequited love, it's always the ex-boyfriend that won't let it go or whatever. But as you look at this, you almost need a dry erase board to write the players, like you said, because Mello, who you have up on the screen now, the father of the child, is good friends with the defendant. I'm wondering, let's leave out the child porn part now, but I'm wondering, is Hughes working as an agent of Mello, so to speak? Is he working as an adjunct to carry out his goals? So maybe Hughes didn't have a direct emotional connection, but he's carrying it out for Mello, who does. We've heard that the divorce was contentious. Now, if you add sexual abuse, I know if I was going through a divorce and my daughter was being sexually abused, I don't want to say what I might do. And so it sounds like he might have done it at his behest, Julie. And so, again, there's layers. And I think the defense, this is when we need Kirk back in. I guess the defense is going to want this in if this shows some type of motive. I mean, it doesn't erase the murder, but it may mitigate it, and it may hang a jury if that's truly what was going on.
Tommy, such sharp analysis. You hit the nail on the head many times there. Was Hughes an agent of Mello's, right? Because we understand that in addition to the homicide charge Hughes has, he also has charges for disseminating nude photos of Christina Parcell. And police say that it was Mello who gave Hughes her phone number, apparently said to harass her. And so there's a link, according to investigators. As you said, Tommy, there's a link. So it's, why did Hughes allegedly commit this homicide? If he did it, was it Mello who, as you said, asked him to? So that being said, and you were right also, Tommy, that prosecutors do want to keep out that child porn. So we'll see. Dr. Debbie, want to go back to you, please. When we think about something like this, with so many layers and so many players involved, as a criminologist, tell me what you're most going to be looking for and paying attention to as we're getting ready. They're picking the jury today. So as we get ready for this to open up, possibly tomorrow.
Absolutely. And these four players, everybody has some level of contribution or question mark for sure. So we're looking at, what did Bradley Post have on his cell phone data and his computer? There's allegedly 9 different devices with pictures and heinous imagery of children in sexually exploitive ways. And now we also may have the decedent herself as a participant in this horrendous conduct. And I think Tommy absolutely hit the nail on the head that Hughes acted on the behest of Mello, and Mello, the father of the 9-year-old daughter, probably thought his daughter was being abused and had Hughes take action.
I was muted. Hopefully that was all right for you guys to give you a bit of a background. Okay, they're back in court. The jury coming back in, I think.
You may be seated. Thank you.
All right, General.
Judge, the state would introduce it. I'm sorry.
You can do an opening statement if you'd like to.
Okay, no, state doesn't need to do the opening statement.
Do you have an opening?
I do.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, although I may not agree with your verdict, I respect your verdict. I respect you. I thank you for your time. And I have one more thing to ask you. You have to make a decision now, and that decision is it's going to mean the difference. If you sentence Megan Boswell to life in prison, she'll be released when she is probably 69 years old. It'll be 8. She's been in jail. You probably realize she has been in jail since she was 18 years old. She went to jail February the 25th of 2020, and she hasn't been released. So with that said, if you give her a life sentence, it would be 51 years. That's what I'm asking you to do. If you give her a life without sentence, she will never be released from prison. That's the difference. So it'd be the difference between her being released at what I believe would be 69 to 70 years old or never being released. In doing this process, and Judge Goodwin will read you some very short jury instructions comparative to what you heard yesterday. You look at statutory aggravating factors and mitigating factors. And in this case, the state will submit the age of the child as the aggravating factor. Our mitigating factors, we've listed several of those. They include no significant criminal history, her youth and age at the time the offense was committed. She was 17 when she had Evelyn. She was 18 when Evelyn died. You'll hear more about her unstable and chaotic home life. You'll hear from her mother, Angela Boswell. She's here today. You'll hear from Angela about domestic violence that Megan witnessed between her parents. You'll hear from Angela about drug use that Megan witnessed her parents engage in. You also hear about her schooling. It wasn't seamless, and how one of her primary role models was her grandfather, Tommy Boswell's father. He died when I think she was 11 or 12 years old. You'll hear that. And finally, you'll hear a little bit about her younger siblings, Elijah and Charlotte. Elijah has a disability that Megan has looked after him and tried to help take care of him. And then you're also feel free to look at any other thing you've heard in the proof and making that decision as far as mitigating factor. Anything else you've heard in all the proof from any of the witnesses, and also you'll probably hear from Gail Kite. You've heard from her once before, but you'll hear a little bit more from her about the shape Megan was in when she came into her home, and you'll hear from we expect to call Mary Boswell. She is Megan's grandmother. I think most of you recognize the name Old Mommy at this point. You'll hear from her and what she witnessed and her participation in raising Megan. So it's a hard decision. It's not a light decision. You've made a hard decision already. And it's my hope that after you see this, you will come to the conclusion that maybe at 69 years old, it would be fair for her to be released from prison.
All right. General, proof.
Yes, Judge. This time the state will produce a copy of birth certificate of Evelyn Boswell.
All right. That'll be exhibit 262. I'm going to keep the exhibits in sequential numbers, but I've started a new sheet for the sentencing part. Exhibit 262. Any other proof, General?
No, Judge, at the state address.
Mr. Scott?
Here's we call Angel Boswell. Angel Boswell.
Raise your right hand, ma'am. And state your name for me.
Angela Boswell.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and but the truth, ma'am. Have a seat. If you'll pull the microphone down and talk straight into that microphone. Actually, you know what? I need to switch these.
Ready to go, Judge? Ready. Ma'am, state your name for the record.
Angela Boswell.
You are Megan Boswell's mother.
I am.
Okay. Ms. Boswell, you know the purpose of being here today.
I do.
I want to ask you some about Megan's home life and growing up, but I guess I want to ask you first a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
And I'm asking you these questions, Ms. Boswell. I'm not trying to embarrass you or test any
No, sir.
aspersions.
No.
You married Tommy Boswell when you were how old?
First time 15.
You speak into that microphone just a little more, please.
The first time 15.
And when did you become pregnant with your first child with him?
I had my first in April and turned 16 in July. So,
Okay, and who is that child?
Tommy Jr.
Okay, and then you had Megan at some point. How old were you when you had Megan?
There's 8 years difference. I was almost 24.
It's okay. So, let's talk about Megan's life growing up. Would it be fair to say that during her lifetime, she's witnessed drug use between you and her father?
Yes.
What type of drugs?
Opiates, mainly.
Scoot up and speak into that so the jury can hear you.
Opiates, mainly.
Did that drug use lead to other problems?
Yeah. Arguments, fighting, yes.
Okay. You say there
strife.
Strife
is what it brings, yes. Nonstop.
Is that something that went on pretty much her entire childhood growing up?
Yeah, from the time she was pretty little, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Good. Now, Did she witness fights between you and her father?
Yes.
Okay. I think at some point her father was convicted of aggravated assault and kidnapping.
Yes.
Were you the victim in that?
Yes.
Do you remember ever taking Megan to any NAAA meetings with you?
Yes, I did.
How old was she when you did that?
She was probably about 7 or 8. First ones I started taking her to 7 or 8, 8 or 9, somewhere around in there.
Now she, due to the strife in your home, was she raised by her grandparents to some degree?
Yes.
Okay. What were their names?
Mary and Danny Boswell.
Okay. Mary Boswell, would that be who's known as a mommy?
Yes.
These problems, do you feel that it's partly your fault, the problems Megan's experienced?
No, absolutely. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And unfortunately, your problems, that they went on up into, we saw a video in here, you being brought down from the jail to talk with her in 2020.
Yeah.
So even up until the time she went to jail, you were in and out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I've been.
Have you been convicted of numerous crimes?
Yes.
Now, have you managed to straighten up at this point?
I have, yes.
You hoping to?
Yes. I pray every day and just, to do my best and try. I've learned the importance of a mother's role, but not for Megan, I didn't.
All right.
I failed her on that miserably.
And you're here asking the jury to give her a sentence of life as opposed to life without.
It's Maggie is at her core. She is a generous, kind-hearted person. And through all Maggie's went through, Maggie still has potential. She was trying so hard. She didn't repeat my mistakes. Maggie learned from my mistakes. And she was trying to do better with Eve. She wasn't repeating. I think she got saddled with, just because of my mistakes that she did. That was not it. That was not the case with Evelyn.
Would it be fair to say she didn't have a good role model for the mother should
No,
be?
no, she did not.
Answer any of Ms. Massengill or Mr. Harper's questions.
I don't have any questions, Judge.
Judge, at this time, I have some judgments of conviction of Tommy Boswell. I'd like to put in by agreement with Mr. Harper.
No objection, Judge.
Okay. I'd ask these to be made the next 4 exhibits.
Mr. Scott, I want to enter case number 61078 as exhibit 263. And the other 3 pages are 3 counts of the same case. So I'll make that a collective 263.
What is that case number, Your Honor?
62497. Yeah, the first page is 263, case 61078, and case 62497. those 3 pages, 264.
Your Honor, defense would call Gail Kite. Kite.
It's K-Y-T-E.
I believe so, Your Honor. I'll have her spell it. I think she was a witness in the trial, but I'll go back to that.
Raise your right hand. State your name, please.
Gail Kite.
Ms. Kite, you solemnly swear from testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, ma'am?
I do.
Speak into that microphone.
Ms. Kite, good morning.
Good morning.
Just so I make sure here, spelling your last name, is it K-Y-T-E?
It is.
And Ms. Kite, you've previously testified in this hearing as a state's witness. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, thank you for coming back for this part of it. I know Ms. Boswell appreciates that. How long have you been working in foster care?
15 years.
Do you remember when Megan Boswell came to you?
I do.
Do you recall what kind of shape she was in or state?
She was in bad shape. She was one of the worst children that I'd brought in as far as neglect.
What do you mean by that?
She was very malnourished. She's very skinny. Her hair was matted to her head with lice. Impossible to even get a comb through.
Okay. Well, when she came to you, were you given any background? I imagine in foster care, you're given background or information of where this child is coming from. Were you giving any of that?
I was.
And what were you preparing for?
In the intake papers, it mentioned trauma. It mentioned rape.
Did it give you any background or any information about her family background or makeup?
Not really.
Okay. Now, you said she came to you with lice. What did you do to try to help Megan?
Well, I took her to a beauty shop because there was no way to even begin to get a comb through. It was horrible. The beauty shop wouldn't touch it. They told me I offered to pay him $100 to go out back to cut her hair. And they said that they couldn't do it. Finally, the agency that we were with found a beautician that met me at a church that was willing to come in and give Megan a haircut. They gave her a bob, which looked really cute on her. But even after that we could get a comb through, it took close to 3 weeks, maybe a month to get rid of the lice. Were just so bad. I had to get prescription medicine from the doctor. We got 2 bottles of that. I bought the comb that you run through that's supposed to kill the lice. And I know I practically traumatized the poor child because we'd go out on the porch and I'd run that comb through trying to make sure we got all the lice, and she'd sit there and tears would run down her hair. She got tired of me. It wasn't a pleasant situation. And then even when you do that, you still got to go through, you've got to thoroughly clean the bedding. Everything in the room has to be taken down, washed in hot water. But it was a rough time for her, very rough.
And you may have said, but she came to you how old?
She was 17 years old.
She was pregnant.
17, pregnant, scared, didn't have a place to go.
And you believe that she had been raped or violently sexually assaulted. Were you given any background or information about her family, her mom and her dad?
I knew Mama was in and out of jail, and I knew her daddy owned a business.
Okay. Were you able to come to the opinion that she essentially came from a dysfunctional family?
I did.
Okay. And how long did she stay with you?
She stayed 4 months. When she came in, we got to work, got rid of the lice, got her registered for school. Where she was pregnant, she chose to do online schooling. She worked really hard getting her diploma. If a test didn't go right, she was on the phone the next day with the counselor getting it reset. I never had any problems trying to get her to do her schoolwork or anything. She hung with it.
Did she ever cause you any problems, disciplinary wise or anything like that?
No.
Never?
No.
And did she seem to be thriving in a structured environment?
She did. She did.
Was she making friends?
She did.
Did she seem to be progressing and coming out of the state she was in when she came to you?
She very much so.
And she was with you for 4 months. Did you form a bond with her?
Oh, I did. We took up together immediately. It was during the winter. She learned me how to play card games. Winter days, we'd sit there and we'd play. Baby'd sleep. We'd play cards. But we formed a bond.
Did you take her to doctor's appointments?
I did.
How did she seem to feel about becoming a mother?
She was very excited.
Did you have conversations with her about that?
I did.
Did she seem to fully understand her roles and responsibilities of what was going to be required of her?
She did. Megan practically raised her younger sister, Charlotte, and her brother, Elijah. She had plenty of experience with younger children.
How did you know that?
Well, mostly from conversations with Megan, and I could tell by the way she took care of Evelyn at the house. You know, she knew how to heat a bottle. She knew how to change the diapers. She got up when the baby cried.
Did you ever have to tell her to do those things?
No. Me and my husband never once woke up those 4 months when Evelyn woke up in the middle of the night. Megan would take care of her very well.
And I asked you, and I want to clarify that if you ever took her to doctor's appointments, she was with you when she was with you. She came to you pregnant. Did you go to the prenatal appointments?
I did.
And did you go to follow-up appointments with Evelyn's pediatrician?
I did.
Okay. So you were involved through the whole process, really?
Those 4 months, yes.
Okay. At some point in time, was Megan taken from your home and placed back somewhere else?
She done trial visits to go back to Tommy's.
Okay.
There was a process in the foster care system.
I understand.
She done weekend visits, or at first it was just visits, and then it led to weekend visits.
How did she feel about that?
She seemed okay with it.
Eventually, was Megan placed back in the custody and care of her family?
She was. She went back to Tommy's house.
Tommy, you mean her father?
Yes.
Okay. And did you maintain contact with her?
I did.
How often?
We text back and forth it wasn't a daily time, but I want to say once a month, couple times sometimes couple times a week. It's just according to what was going on and what pictures she had took of Evelyn.
When you were talking to her, did you eventually learn that maybe things were kind of getting back off the tracks again?
I did. In April, I received a call from her foster care worker saying that Megan had been needed some help and would, even though she had was out of the foster care system, would I be willing to go and help her out? And I said, no problem. So I called Megan. She told me that her mother had dropped her off at a church. She had drove off and left her and Evelyn there. She had took Evelyn's diaper bag, the baby's supplies. So I told her I'd be right there. I went and picked her up. We went to Walmart, bought baby bottles, formula, diapers, the stuff that a baby would need.
Where did you take her?
We went back to my home. She spent the night. Her and Evelyn they took showers, a good night's sleep. But then the next morning, she wanted to go back to her mother's family's home.
Where's that at?
Now, I'm not sure. The place that I took, her grandfather was in the hospital. And she wanted to go there to meet up with her family. So when she left my home, I drove her to the hospital in Kingsport, and she assured me that she would be perfectly fine, and her and Evelyn got out.
It'd be fair to say that Megan wasn't getting maybe the familial support from her parents that she was needing at that time.
Yes.
Okay. I imagine over this time, Ms. Kite, that did you ever meet Tommy Boswell Sr. or her mother, Angela?
I had never met Angela, but I'd met Tommy several times.
You said you agreed that she probably come from a dysfunctional family. Let me ask you this. She lived with you for 4 months and you stayed in contact with her after she moved out. It's your opinion, you know her, you talked to her. You think Megan ever knew what a normal family looked like?
No. No.
Did she crave that?
I think so.
Was she wanting that for Evelyn?
I think so.
Well, it's obvious why we're here today. You know why you're testifying. Are you asking this jury to just give her life?
I am, with the possibility of parole. This child has been traumatized. She's made bad mistakes that has to be paid for. But I think she deserves a chance to come back out to the real world. I don't think she's irredeemable. I think she can become a functioning citizen.
Ms. Scott, I thank you again. If you would answer any questions that the state has for you.
Nothing from the state judge.
Should we call Mary Boswell?
Raise your right hand and state your name for me.
Mary Boswell.
Ms. Boswell, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You have to see what you're speaking that mouth.
Okay.
Ms. Boswell,
Mhm.
I'm Gene Scott. How are you?
Pretty good.
We're here today because the jury's trying to decide how long Megan will have to stay in prison. I want you to, I guess, your name is Mary Boswell.
Not Mary Boswell.
Okay. How do you know Megan?
Sir,
How do you know Megan?
she's my granddaughter.
Okay. Are you Tommy Boswell's mother?
Yes, sir.
And obviously you've known Megan her whole life.
All of her life, I started keeping her from the time she was 2 months old till she was grown, off and on, not all the time, but off and on.
Why was that in part because of problems between your son and her mother, Angela?
Sir?
Was that because her parents were having
No,
problems?
she just loved me and her papa, and she stayed with us, and we loved her, and so we keep her a lot.
Were you aware of the violence issues between Tommy and Angela?
No, I didn't live in their home or nothing. I don't know nothing about what went on in their home, sir.
Okay.
We'd pick her up and keep her until she want to go back and like that, off and on.
And have you always lived down there on the same property Tommy lives on? Or?
I've never lived there for maybe 20 years, 21 or 2 or something like that.
She lived there almost all of Megan's life.
Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And you're aware, you told me, I think one of Megan's role models was your husband, your late husband?
Sir?
Your late husband, he was one of Megan's role models?
Yes, we loved her like she belonged to us.
Okay. And, when did he pass, man?
11 and a half years ago. Soon be 12 this summer.
So that would have been when Megan was, I guess, what?
Yeah, maybe 12 years old or
12
something.
years old?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that take an impact on her?
Yes, it did.
And are you here asking this jury for leniency today?
Yes, sir, I am.
Asking them not to give her a sentence of life without parole?
I hope they don't, sir. I love her like I hope they don't give her the sentence like that. I'd love to give her my home if I could take her home today. That's how much I love her.
I understand. Thank you, Ms. Boswell. Answer any Mr. Harper or Ms. Massey.
No questions, sir.
Ms. Boswell, thank you so much.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Thank you for going down there.
Sit out here and
It's not subject to recall. Welcome to stay in the courtroom.
okay, thank you.
We approach.
Oh, let's see how this goes now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have you go with the officer for just a minute. It won't take long.
Everyone stand, please.
Jeepers, the standing on us, blonde hair.
You may be seated. Thank you.
Approach. Megan, we've talked about this before. You understand you have a right not to testify.
Yes,
No one could force you to testify.
yes.
We'll start this over since we didn't have the microphone up. Megan, you understand you have a right not to testify, and if you don't testify, the jury may not draw any inferences from that failure to testify. You understand that?
Yes.
Likewise, you have a right to testify. No one could keep you from testifying if you wanted to.
Yes.
After consulting with me, Mr. Horn, and talking about your case and hearing what's happened here in court and all the evidence, do you wish to testify or not?
No,
You do not wish to testify?
I do not wish to testify.
And Ms. Boswell, you're still under oath from yesterday or the day before. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other proof? And before we bring the jury in, one thing that I forgot to do yesterday, when we excused the alternates, I took the contents of one of their books and the cover page, and I gave that to the court reporter, and that would be designated as Exhibit A, the letter A, for identification only, so that it's part of the record as to what those notebooks were that they took back. All right.
I think she, no, I didn't, I think she knows her fate, do you know what I mean? Basically, she's getting life anyway. She'll be 70 when she gets released, if she makes 70. The conditions of prisons and stuff now, it's not very likely she'll make it to 70 anyway. So boss. Oh, maybe now he's been told. About the camera. Yeah, this is it. That's what he's saying. The jury's been seen. I heard him. The officer. Oh, they got cut.
Judge, the state would introduce it.
That's what it was, 100% people. I heard it. I heard him. No, it's the same stream, I think, for everything, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is. No, it's the same feed. I'll go back to Court TV because it's their feed.
It's ready, Mr.
They go back to find it. Oh, well, it looks like we might not be able to see anymore.
Okay.
It's just before she came in. Here we go. Just there. There we go there. That's where it was. Two people. They just showed them again. Well, it doesn't matter, is it? Showed it once. That's where it was. The two of them. So we just have to wait now, see what happens. What? Why are they stuck on that one now? The jury were shown tuts, so as you can see there, 2 jurors were shown, so they've stopped everything. But why they stuck on that, I don't like. Why they stopped on that, I don't know. Yeah. Oh. Oh, why the fuck are we here? They could have. Fuck this now. We can't watch the rest of it possibly. That's gonna be frustrating if you can't watch it the whole thing because the cameraman. I would be surprised if he is going to jail. He's warned them. If you show anything like that, you're going to be in jail. I'm not surprised. Like if you were in the audience and this happened, like took a picture or leaked the names or whatever, you'd be in jail. Contempt of court. You'd be in jail. So the cameraman might. I know you were kidding. The first time I look at this, he might be going to jail. He might be going. He's warned them and warned them. So. I don't know. Like I could be waiting here for like an hour. Obviously, they told him to cut. Oh, is he coming back? Is it? Okay, cool. Thank you, hippie chick. Yes, Mag, you're right. He's really pissed. I look at hippie chick. I went to RA's channel. You were there already, you mofo. No, I'm joking. Actually, as I say, RA. I saw a clip of him yesterday. He's very emotional about his mod dying. So rest in peace, Sharon. Because if you were a member of the public and you took a picture of the jury, or if you leaked who was there, you'd be in jail. So he's given that kind of warning already. So yeah, to really get the scoop. Look, you giving that excuse for getting the scoop. RA's recovery addict. You pretend you're getting the scoop. You're worse than Aaron Hack, you are. Well, no, actually you're not. No one's worse than Aaron Hack. Actually, yeah, recovery addict's got like fucking. He did well. I saw him the other day. He was like 3,000 people watching. So he does really well with his streams. I know he got very emotional about Sharon dying yesterday, and he had another member die, I think, a couple of days beforehand as well. So, Erin, hack, hack, hack. We love you, Erin. You know I love you, Erin. Erin, hack, 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 ole. Erin, hack, 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 ole. Can you imagine? Yeah. I don't know. Well, if recovery addicts saying that, somebody in court is saying that they'll be back. They'll be back. I hope they tell us what happened, because it'd be quite funny. It's done now. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do. They've been seen. So, I mean, after the trial's over, the names are going to be released anyway. So, for the public. So it's a bit late now. I know why they do it, but still, it's fucking too late. Just get on with it. It's too early to start yawning. It's happened 4 years, Tracy. Jeepers, I know. But I am suffering from sleep apnea, so I sleep all the time. Oh, I've been sleeping all morning, dozing. Hey, Scott! Scott, look at behind. Hang on, Scott. I've been waiting for you to come back. No mistrial. They can't ask for a mistrial. And the verdict's safe. Scott, do you like my picture? Yes. So no, the verdict's safe. It makes no difference on that at all. It's just more because they're protecting the identities. So basically, they've got to try and protect the identities of all parties. Because in the past, there's been occasions where, if you know who the person is, you might try and tap them up and be like threat to the families and stuff like that. That's essentially why they do it. Someone is in the court. Someone, what? Recovery addict has someone in court. I think it just happened. See you later, Paul. Thank you for being here, my friend. From his chat is there. So what happened? Someone is in court. I think it just happened. What just happened? What just happened? Eric Hacks, like someone from his chat's there. Don't worry, people. We got a cheating group that will relay stuff to us. You don't have to go over there. No clone, Scott. With no clone of you. We're just waiting, Terry, to see what happens. I'm not really sure what hold up is at the minute. Hippie Chick and Erin Hack will inform us of what's going on. You're my fire, my desire, Erin. Erin, hack, hack, hack. I could, I'm surprised you're not there, Lazy, and I could guarantee probably Cheating Stacey's over there somewhere. You're all over there ganging up now. Get all the goss. Ba-da-da-da. Ra-ra-ra-ra, Erin, hack, 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 ole. Hey, Dennis. Good day, Dennis. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Nice to see you, my friend. Erin, hack, 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 ole. You just missed Paul. You just, yeah, hey, Stacey, I'm joking. I knew you were here, but it was just joking. You heard your name going, shit, he found me. Dennis Sweeney, he's a hero. Paul Lynch was here, but Cynthia Lynch is here, Dennis. She's still here. Right, what's going on then, Hippie Chick and Erin Hack? You're in the weeds somewhere. Come on, let's get going. What's happening? Erin Hack, 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 ole. Still in sidebar. Live feed pause for now. Thank you, Erin Hack. We like that, Erin Hack. Erin Hack, 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 ole. We like that. Good work, Erin Hack. Cheapers. Fair play. RA's got 3.6k watching. Fucking hell. I got 30 and he's got 3,600. Cheapers. He does well, doesn't he? But I think whenever I've seen him, he's a nice guy, though, I think. So, likable guy. Here we go. What's happening here? Yeah, I can't do. When I first started watching trials, he was actually he's probably the first stream I watched, and he had like something like 200 subscribers. He was very new, and overnight he just blew up. He just blew up to hundreds and thousands of people watching him, like literally the week. So I think that he puts a lot of effort into it, though. Recovery Addict, he blew up years ago. He absolutely blew up. Erin Hack, 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 ole. Yeah, I can't watch the chats. Too busy. I'm going out. Oh, they've got. Oh, okay. Back to live view. So I'm just watching. I'm going on to court. No. Right, I need to go back to live on this one. I am back to live. The key is not going to the channels that big. That's how you do it. I do like him though. Yeah, I think it's people stream at night. I'm fast asleep, Lady Di. It's all good. I got my lovely people here, Lady Di. Lazy, I should say. It's all good. Judge has ordered cameras off. Fuck. So there's no more. There's no more then. So no camera, so We're done. We're done then. Okay. Oh, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sakes. That was... I suppose it's only close. Thing is, it's only like arguments now, and then they go to deliberate. So we're going to miss all of this now. You mofo. Me just be kicked out. Fuck's sakes. Right, okay, fuck it. I don't want to wait anymore. Fuck up. Right, let's get back to Zachary Hughes. Well, we got the most interesting thing. We know we got the verdict. Now it's just a case of whether she gets life or life with parole. So, right, we got this. Right, what do we want to do with this now? Right, do you know what I might do? What I might do, people, is... What do you think? Should I just keep going on this stream? Because we've only watched, literally, we've only watched 9 minutes. We've only watched 9 minutes of the other one. So I could either start fresh stream, just this, or carry on this. New stream. The new stream's set up already, so I could just go straight over there. So it's set up already. Fine, let's do that. And what I'll do is I'll go back 9 minutes and watch, or you know, we'll watch the open statements again, and then we'll start from scratch. Let's do that. Right, let me just be a second. Let me just do this quickly. Right, hang on, because you will be kicked over to the new stream anyway, so don't worry about it. Let me do this. I need to refresh StreamYard now just to get this in. Change it to SE. Trial day 1 and 2. And change the thumbnail. Share that. Obviously, if they do come back on, we'll go over there, but we'll watch it. But change thumbnail. Apply. Save changes. Right, I will shut this down, and you've got to go straight over to the other one. Right, I'll see you over there in 10 seconds. You're my fine.